Well, as stated in the previous video, now I'm going to talk a little bit about good old current president, or incumbent, President Donald J. Trump. So, Kyle Kalinske from Secular Talk ran a good video on this. Trump is out begging and pleading for billionaire money. He wants it, and he wants it bad. He wants it so bad, he's out knocking on Sheldon Adelson's door. Now, Sheldon Adelson, big right-wing donor, mega donor, I think is what the actual term would be for this guy. I believe he's well up into his 80s. And like Kyle said in his video, the guy looks like a living corpse pretty much at this point. He does not look like a well man, but he's got a lot of money. Now, what is the irony about the whole thing about Trump getting into an argument with him and wanting more funding and this and that? What is the problem here? Trump's going after funding. So here's the problem, right? Am I the only one that remembers Donald Trump back when he ran for president in the 2016 cycle, talking about how you can't take money from the big wealthy donors? Am I the only one who remembers that? He literally told, one of the main things that drew a lot of people to vote for the guy, right? Myself included at the time he said it. I was wholeheartedly agreeing with the guy. And he said, that's why politicians are all talk and no action. Whoa, I agree with that. Hold on. What's this about all talk and no action? Go ahead, Trump. Tell me some more. This is why you can't have the donors. Because all these other politicians are beholden to their donors. I'm not beholden to a donor. I've got my own money. I'm going to self-fund my campaign. But because they're going to take the money from all the other donors, they're going to be beholden to them. When they get in office, they're going to have to do what the donors want. Okay. Finally, we got someone out here exposing the truth. And who would have thought it would be Donald Trump? Tell me some more, Trump. Let's go. I know how the game works. I know how the game works because I've been playing the game for years. I've been buying all of you on this stage. You've come to me for money. Oh, Lindsay, you don't like me. I'm a xenophobe. Here, let me give some people your phone number, Lindsay. They can call you and tell you what they think about you, Mr. Graham. Senator Lindsey Graham. Because you've came to me for money, too. That right there won so many votes for Donald Trump. Who up to that point had you heard in the Republican Party tell that kind of truth? Now, you heard a couple of voices maybe on the left, but there wasn't that many on the right. Let's be honest. This was something different. This felt genuine. It felt real, right? And so there's a lot of people who agree with that wholeheartedly. I would be willing to bet you there's a lot of Republicans who are going to go vote for Donald Trump come November who still agree with that entire concept. So, what the hell happened? If there's any doubt in anyone's mind, or question, I should say, whether Donald Trump has lived up to his promises, the man has not. And the first defense that people give to Donald Trump is they say, well, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats' fault. Why didn't we get Trump care? Because the Democrats wouldn't allow it. Why have we had issues with the wars getting out? Because of Democrats. Democrats. They will blame it all on the Democrat Party. Do I think the Democrats have done certain things to try to stop Donald Trump along the way? Sure. Of course they have. But you can't blame this on the Democrats. The Democrats have nothing to do with how this man is choosing to fundraise his re-election campaign. And for the record, by the way, he started taking money in the, my understanding, in the general election of 2016 as well. I've even heard some talk about he might have taken some in the primaries, but that, I know he took it in the general, and I didn't do that much digging into what he actually did in the primaries. The main focal point there anyway is the fact he talked about that being the problem in the primaries anyway. Okay, so he talked about it being the problem. Many people agreed with him that it is a huge problem. And now for his re-election, he's doing that very same thing. How is that draining the swamp? How is that bringing about any kind of change whatsoever? It's not. It's not. He talked a bunch of bullshit to get elected the last time around. Now he's still talking a bunch of bullshit. And too many people don't actually look at the facts and examine what the guy's actually doing. And for a lot of people that I know, friends and family, that's not going to be a popular statement. A lot of people I know still like Donald Trump. But they also don't dig into politics the way I do either. They might know a thing or two. They know they don't like Nancy Pelosi. They know they don't like, Feinstein. They know they don't like AOC. They know they don't like Chuck Schumer. There's probably some Republicans out there they don't like either. But they're still bought and sold on Donald Trump's the working class guy. If that's the case, why is he taking all that billionaire money? Kyle said it best in his video. He ain't draining the swamp. He's chugging the swamp water. He's chugging it down, son. He's chugging it like a cold beer on a hot day. He's wallowing in this filth. So he's not helping the problem one bit at all. So anyone who didn't want to vote for Joe Biden, hey, I completely understand. And I would encourage people to not vote Joe Biden. But this is not the alternative, because he made the case against himself 4 years ago. He literally made the case for why, if he got reelected, he would be the shits as a president for the next 4 years, because everyone is going to buy that son of a bitch's reelection and get their way. The way they've been getting for the first 4 years, because he technically kind of made the case against himself last time, except some people were like, well, maybe they're not giving that much, and because he's still so rich and this and that. Yeah, well, that hope was quickly demolished. It met a demise rather quickly. A lot of people came to a fairly quick realization when all the Goldman Sachs people got into the cabinet. And now he's upset because the old rich mummy hasn't given him millions and millions and millions of dollars right now. Oh, by the way, $10 million in 2018. But I don't think he's quite given him $1 million this year. And so Trump's rather upset because he needs the money. He needs the money. He needs the money. He needs the money to win. And he needs the money to do the guy's bidding when he wins. Again, the guy literally on the campaign trail in the primary season from 2015 to 2016 made the case against himself why you should not vote for him. He literally told you what you're gonna get if he gets reelected this time. And he's out there stumping for all that money. All of it. I think he might have even still contributed some of his own money in the general election, at least in 2016. I don't know that he's contributing any of his own money this time around. He's literally just opening up the books and saying, yeah, come on, give me everything you got. Come on. Let's see who's going to be the highest bidder here. It's arguably even worse than it was the last time around. So you know what you're going to get. Gee, maybe this is why he's not hitting trade as hard as he did in 2016. Maybe this is why he isn't hitting the wars as hard as he went after getting out of all of that stuff in 2016. Maybe there's a reason the message has changed and he's only focusing on the social issues and the statues and things of that nature. I wonder why he's not really focusing on too many of those bread and butter issues anymore like he did the last time around that really set him up as the outsider. Because he has undoubtedly shown the world he's not an outsider. He confirmed those scary suspicions. And he's certainly confirming them more and more right now by taking all that billionaire money. So I'll say it again. Trump is swimming around in the swamp water and drinking it down. Joe Biden, of course, has been a creature of the swamp since the early 1800s, or somewhere along those lines. His VP pick, Kamala Harris, certainly quite the attraction to the swamp herself. And remember though, folks, Joe Biden has a good heart. He's got a good heart. He's got such a good heart and can lead with such a spirit of aloha that he literally picked the candidate that Tulsi undoubtedly took down. Like the one, arguably, I know some people talk about Tim Ryan, but to me, Kamala Harris was the one mainstream candidate Tulsi Gabbard kneecapped. She exposed how terrible that woman was, and yet that's the VP pick. The guy with the good heart. You remember, and some folks try to tell me, oh, she believed he did have a good heart, which I question, because how can you have a good heart, vote for war, lock people up just because, you know, big money donors want black people in prison to keep them down a totem pole? You pass the crime bill, you lock a lot of people up, you keep the drug war going, you vote for more war, you deregulation at a way that it hurts every damn thing. You keep pushing for all these things that have been nothing but detrimental to the country, and you've got a good heart? How in the hell does that work? But to take it another step farther, your VP pick is the one candidate that Tulsi undoubtedly said didn't have a good heart. Yeah, heart of gold good old Joe Biden has. What a spiritual of aloha leader this son of a bitch is gonna be, right? My ass. So it's very clear. You've got the guy who's hopped into the swamp, swimming around, pretty much made the case against himself 4 years ago why you shouldn't vote for him. You've got the other guy who Trump was talking about the last time around, who is the epitome of what Trump was talking about the last time around, and has been the epitome of what Trump was talking about the last time around for years. He's a terrible candidate. He can't keep anything right. He can't get sentences out of his mouth. He literally had another tirade just over a week ago or so, where he went off on a reporter when they asked him about a cognitive test, and he blew his stack, telling the, mind you, black reporter now, well, how about you go get tested for drugs, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break, fat. Come on. That's your other choice. Oh, and if the rumor and suspicions are true, he's going to hand the reins over to Kamala Harris. Wow. That's some hell of a choice, right? Good thing there is a third choice in the equation. And that third choice in the equation, you wouldn't have to wait for a female president, Kamala Harris. No, if you vote for her right now, you could actually go ahead and get a female president without having to live through either one of the old Muppets from the balcony for the next potential 4 years. That candidate would be Joe Jorgensen. So it's time, if you don't like Trump and you realize what kind of BS he's sold you, and you hear this video and you understand, okay, yeah, he's exposed himself, and you realize Joe Biden is a terrible candidate, that's where it's time to start voting third party, folks. And even if you don't agree with the libertarians on everything, the problem with the Green Party is the Green Party don't take themselves seriously at all. At all. They're not even going to let their own nominee run in one of the states they actually do have ballot access in. Keep in mind, they don't have ballot access to the Green Party in all 50 states either. They don't have it. And so in one of the states they actually do have a ballot access in, they're not even going to let their own nominee run. That tells you right there the Green Party is wasting people's time. So the only real third party option that you've got who are at least serious about this is Joe Jorgensen. And there's actually a little bit of a movement going on right now to get her on the debate stage. So if you're not satisfied with the two, even if you're not sure about voting for Joe yet, what I would recommend is you do what you can to get her on the debate stage. And the one way to do that is to get her to 15% nationally. So if you at least say you want her on the debate stage, or if you say you're considering voting for her and get her to that 15% nationally, and we actually get those two old kooks on the stage, I guarantee you she'll be able to win your vote. Guarantee you, because they're going to make fools and jackasses out of each other. She's going to seem like the only one with a good brain on that stage. And so there's your third party option. But if you're going to keep voting for Democrats and Republicans, just keep expecting to get the same screwing every election cycle.